Hello everyone, it's Meg and welcome back to another video. For today's video I am going to be talking about some books that I am excited to read, and a couple of months ago I did actually do one of these videos, like the exact same video, and I guess it's just kind of gonna turn into a series because I have come across some books recently that I really want to read and I want to talk about them. So that's what we're going to do. And I don't own any of these books. This is going to be, apart from one of them, there's going to be a mixture of like new releases, books that are new to me, and books that I just am in the mood to read. So I just thought I'd talk about them. I really enjoyed doing the last video as well, and I thought I would do it again. So I have 9 books to talk to you guys about today, and we're just going to chill. I got my tea because I came home from work not so long ago and I'm very tired, so I just thought I'd sit, chill, drink some tea, and I can talk about some books that I am very much looking forward to reading. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Also, before I start this video, just a note, my dad is playing his flute, so you might hear it again, which happened in a previous video, but hopefully you don't mind the background music. But the first book that I am going to talk about is the book that I'm most excited for on this list, undoubtedly. If you have been watching my channel for a while, you will know that this author is like one of my favourite authors of all time. I adore her books, and she's coming out with a new book on October 1st, and that book is A Snowflake of Silver by Laura Wood. Like I said, if you've been following me for a while, you will know Laura Wood is one of my favourite authors of all time. She has two young adult books out. She also has some middle grade books which I haven't read, but I've read both of her young adult books and I adore them with all of my heart. I reread A Sky Painted Gold back in July and I adored it just as much as the first time. And this book, A Snowflake of Silver, is a companion novel to Sky Painted Gold. And this follows Freya, who is the sister of our main protagonist from A Sky Painted Gold, called Lou. So it's Lou's younger sister. And I don't know much about it apart from the fact that it's about Freya, and I think she runs away to London to join a theatre company, and obviously there'll be romance in there as well because it's Laura Wood, but I'm just so much looking forward to this book. And I feel like because it's got Snowflake in it, I'm guessing it's going to be more set in the winter than the summer, as Sky Painted Gold and Under a Dancing Star were set in the summer. Like, they were kind of like summer books, and I feel like this one's going to be set more in the winter, which I think will be quite interesting. But yeah, I'm just so looking forward to this book. I'm actually filming this on September 1st, and September, that means it's exactly 1 month until this book comes out, and I'm so excited to get it. I'm not actually going to pre-order it. I'm going to, or I might do, we don't know yet. I might go to the bookstore and get it, but yeah, this is the book that I am undoubtedly the most excited for on this list. And if you are interested in reading this book, I'd recommend you go and read Sky Painted Gold first, just because that's when Freya is first introduced and you get to know her a little bit, and then obviously she gets her own story in this next novel. But yeah, very excited to read this book, and I'm also 100% going to be doing a reading vlog when I get my hands on it, so you can expect that at some point in the next couple of months. Next up we have Poems to Change the World With, which is chosen and illustrated by Chris Riddell, and I have a couple of collections. This is an anthology of poetry, and Chris Riddell, if you don't know, is a children's author and illustrator, and he has come out with 2 other anthologies, which are, I have 2 of them here, but this is just one of them. This one is Poems to Fall in Love With, and look how stunning those covers are. He also has Poems to Live Your Life By as well. And these are just basically Chris chooses some of his favourite poems and puts them in a collection and illustrates them, basically. And I absolutely adore his illustrations. If you are from the UK, you might remember the Otterline series, which he wrote and illustrated. This is gorgeous, this book. I'm aware I probably got the screen of the cover of the book, and the cover of this book is stunning. It's green, and I just love the illustrations, and I feel like this is going to be a very important book, especially for the time that we're currently in. And I'm just really looking forward to reading it. I've enjoyed both of these collections very much, and these I have personally signed, so I've pre-ordered myself a signed copy as well. Yeah, and I'm very much looking forward to reading it. I think Chris is very talented. I love his illustrations. I think they're so charismatic and characterful, and I cannot wait to see what poems he's chosen and also see how he's illustrated them as well. Next up we have This Winter by Alice Oseman, and this is a solitaire novella, and admittedly I have not read Solitaire yet. I don't really have any interest in reading it personally, but I want to read this because it's Alice Oseman obviously, so I want to read it. And it's set around Christmas time, and I don't think I have to read Solitaire to read this novella. It's set around Christmas time, and I feel like it deals with like mental health around Christmas time, which is something that I can really personally relate to on quite a deep level. So I just want to read it, and also the cover is stunning. Like, can you see this cover? It is beautiful. So yeah, I really want to get this. I think it comes out beginning of October as well. I'm going to see if I can get myself a signed copy. I have a feeling that is going to happen, but I'm not entirely sure. But I just want to read it. I feel like it's going to be a fun read, and I'm going to want a couple of Christmassy reads when it comes up to Christmas eventually. So yeah, that's another one I am looking forward to reading. Next up we have Expectation by Anna Hope, and I first heard about this book, I think Molly from Mad Molly hauled this book on her Instagram stories, I think, a little while ago. And then my friend Em from Little Rider M talked about it because she hauled it as well. And then I discovered that the book for Em, Kira and Molly's book club group is going to be Expectation. And when they talked about what it was about, I knew I had to read it, and it's kind of a coming of age story. I don't know much about it apart from that it's about these three friends, these three women, and I think it starts off when they're in their 20s and about how they have so much hope and like spark for the future and what they're going to do with their lives. And then I think it follows them like 10 years later and kind of what their lives are like now and how they aren't where they want to be in life. And I feel like this is a book that I am definitely going to be able to relate to, and it just seems great. I have actually ordered it because it was on sale on Amazon, like significantly reduced, so I've ordered it, so hopefully it's going to come tomorrow or Thursday, and I'm very much looking forward to reading it. Might take it on holiday with me because I'm going on holiday at the end of the week, which I'm also looking forward to. But yeah, I'm just really looking forward to reading this book. I think it's going to be a very relatable read for me, and maybe even inspire me for the novel that I am currently writing, because I feel like it's going to be sort of on a similar subject. But yeah, this is probably one of the ones that I'm also like super excited for, and I cannot wait to get it. Next up we have the only physical book that I have on this list, which is Boy Queen by George Lester, and this is a book about a boy who his plans don't work out as he was planning to go to Broadway, and then he discovers drag, and I don't know much more about it apart from that, but I want to read it. And if you don't know, I love drag, and I did a unboxing where I unboxed this book in the Wildest Dreams August box, which was the theme of Life's a Drag. I will leave that in the description if you want to go and check that out. But I think this book is going to be so much fun. This is my next read actually. I'm going to read it after I finish my current read, and I just cannot wait. I love all things drag. I think it's going to be a wonderful book. I've heard so many good things about it so far, and honestly I just can't wait to read it. It's going to be fabulous and fun and glittery, which is exactly what I need right now. I need something light and fun and just absolutely wonderful, so I cannot wait to read this book, and I think I'm really going to love it. Next up we have The Midnight Library by Matt Haig, and Matt Haig wrote the Reasons to Stay Alive book, which I have heard of. I haven't read it yet, and I think he's got a couple of other books out as well. And I didn't know much about this book until I read the synopsis, because I think my friend Jodie from Vanilla Moon hauled it in her Instagram story as well. Number one, the book is stunning, like you can see the cover, and I think it's kind of like a library card thing inside. And I think, I don't know much about it apart from the fact that it's about a library, or it's set in a library, and it's to do with mental health, and like that sold me. And apparently the writing is beautiful and wonderful, and I think it's a very heartbreaking, heartwarming, absolutely wonderful, meaningful, all the emotion stories, and I have to read it. I would love to get my hands on it very, very soon. I don't know when, but any book that deals with mental health and has wonderful writing, like, you have me hooked. So I cannot wait to get to this one either. I haven't heard that many things about it yet, but I think I have heard good things from what I've seen so far. So yeah, another one that I am very much looking forward to getting to. Next up we have the Jane Austen Society by Natalie Jenner, and I've heard about this a little bit. I think some people have mentioned it in videos previously, or in hauls and stuff, but this has basically been marketed as kind of a similar version to the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society, which is one of my favourite books of all time. I read it for the first time last year and I absolutely adore it. And I really don't know a lot about this. I think it's about these people who live in the village where Jane Austen lived, and it's about them trying to save the heritage site, or the house that she lived in. I think so anyway. And I think it's just about all these different stories coming together, and that's all I know, and it's all I need to know because I love Jane Austen. You lot should know that by now, and if there is a book that is compared to the Literary Potato Peel Pie Society, I have to read it, and I think it's going to be wonderful. I haven't heard that many things about it, but from what I have heard, it is good, and I think it's just going to be a wonderful read. I think it's also historical fiction as well. I think I don't know if it's set in World War II or whether there's flashbacks to World War II. I'm not entirely sure. I could be totally wrong there. But yeah, another one I'm very much looking forward to, and hopefully I will get to soon. Next up we have Run Rebel by Manjeet Mann. Hopefully I'm saying that correct. I'm really sorry if I'm not. And this is a novel told in verse, and I haven't heard much about it. I just saw that Chloe from Books with Chloe, she got the arc of it and she read it in a reading vlog a couple of months ago, I think, and she seemed to really enjoy it, and that just hooked me. And I don't know much about it, it's just a novel in verse, so you know, that totally sold me. And I think it's a story about kind of self-discovery and learning about who you are and all that sort of thing, and like, I love those sort of books, and I know I don't know a lot about all these books, I must admit. I'm sorry about the brief descriptions, but I kind of like going into books not knowing a lot, so I just want to go into this book and see what happens. I think when I go and get a Snowflake of Silver, I'm going to pick this book up as well, possibly, if it's in the bookshop. But yeah, another one that I'm really looking forward to, and I'm always looking for more books to read that are written in verse. So if you have any recommendations for books that are written in verse, leave a comment down below, because I would love to hear your recommendations. And the last book that is on this list is The House of Paris Legrand by Nicholas Robinson. And I came across this book randomly. I think I was looking for some books that were about drag, and I hardly know anything about this book either. I just know that it's about drag. I think it's an adult book, I think. And I think it's about this woman who has kids. I don't know if she's married, but she discovers drag. And I think it's kind of about self-discovery and rethinking about where you want your life to go and all that sort of thing. And obviously drag is something that definitely helps reveal who you are, and I feel like that is what's going to happen to this woman. And for some reason it gives me Drag SOS vibes. Like, if you're from the UK, you'll probably know what I'm talking about, which is a documentary about the House of Gorgeous, which are my wonderful Manchester queens going around the UK and giving some people in small towns makeovers, and it's just a wonderful time. I highly recommend you go and watch it. It's on Channel 4 Catch Up, I think, if you want to go and watch it. But yeah, it just gives me those vibes, and like I said, I want to read more books about drag that include drag. So yeah, I'm just really looking forward to reading this. I don't know when I'm going to get to it, but hopefully soon. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I haven't had anybody talk about it either, so I'm really looking forward to picking it up at some point and seeing what I think. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I just thought it'd be fun to possibly make this a series and probably do a few more videos like this in the future if you guys enjoy them. I guess it's a good chance for me to discover new books, talk about them, and then maybe you might discover some new books that I've been talking about as well that you may want to pick up. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know in the comments if you are interested in picking up any of these books, or some books that you have recently purchased, or some books that you have discovered and you would really like to read, that you're really excited to read. Let me know in the comments, because I would love to know as always. If you like this video, then please make sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you would like to see more bookish videos from me, then make sure you hit the subscribe button and the little bell icon so you'll be noted every time I post a new video. As always, I will leave the links to my social media along with the links to my Goodreads in the description down below for you guys. But thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you so much, and I will see you again very soon. Bye!